Okay, so we're working on some door locks and some windows here, try to figure out some electrical faults and everything. My recommendation is to remove all the door panels. So, rear door panel, you pull off the little plug, there should be a screw in there. You pull off the cap here, should be another screw there. And then the rest you will pry off around the edge and it will be removed from these white dimples. Same with the driver's side door. You remove your little cap off of there. There's a screw. You remove the screw there. Should be another screw up here, one there, and the same thing. You'll pry around and pry these little white dimples out of the door. So now we come over here, something interesting I found. Come over here, we want to test the switch. We want to find out what's wrong with the door locks and the windows, and you want to start off from the control switch. So we start off here, we got our driver's side window is working. And when we hit the auto lock, we notice that our driver's side lock is working, but we don't have any of the other locks working. We also don't have any of the other windows working. Now, some people have said before that could be your controller here. There might be some broken solder or broken board inside there causing you some troubles. So try a new one. All right, we'll put this on. Try again. We don't have anything, but we have our driver's door and our driver's window. So I think what's going on here is that we need the switches plugged in all of the other doors. So we come back and we'll plug in our switches in all the doors. And we can go back to the main control, but now that we've got our switches in here, we can see that the individual switches are working. So we'll go back to the main one. And you see that we got our windows working for all the other doors. And now when we hit our locks, all of the locks are also working. So I'm thinking what we need is all these switches need to be plugged in, and I don't know if they're in series or how that works. I'm not an electrician, but just to demonstrate any one of these components could be broken that's affecting, you know, other things. And that's why I suggest you take off all the door panels so you can access everything and check everything all at once, because I'm thinking one of these things could affect the other, and it just saves you time and saves you frustration. So I just thought I'd throw that out there for you, and might help somebody. Thanks. So what did we find when after we put in all of our switches and everything? We still didn't have the driver's rear window going down. So we want to check our wiring, check our switches, make sure the power going to the switch. You can do that with a test light, and it it wasn't going to the switch, obviously, because we had some broken wires. That was just obvious once we opened all this up and took a look at the wiring. The wires were broken basically inside this sleeve here because it's really narrow, and in fact trying to fish the new wires in there was very difficult because how narrow it is. So we repaired it with solder and shrink wrap, and we lengthened the wires, and that's not going to be an issue because we've got lots of space in here to stuff all the wires so they're out of the way. So we got new wires from the plugs, and they were broken wires from both plugs, from both this plug and this plug. And we made that repair. The wires come through and hook up, and now we've got a working window, and if we go to the control in the front, we have a working lock. The good news is we don't have to spend any money on a new switch or door lock actuator or the window motor down here. So yeah, start with the control, trace it back with the wires, and go component to component to find your problem and replace it. Thanks.